Hey folks, so because I didn't have enough hours in the day to put together a video for my time in New York, I'm doing it now. So I want to preface it by saying this video today is going to be a compilation of a couple things. It's going to be a compilation of the show day itself. We did two shows in New York, one in the morning for youth and then one in the evening for families and like businesses. And then I went out with my friend Darren Chris and some of my coworkers from We Day, and we went to a piano bar. It's called Marie's Crisis, which Darren Chris has been talking about this bar since we've known each other for the last 2 years. And so we were all there, and so we finally went. So you'll get to see behind the scenes of that. And then I stayed in New York City to hang out with my best friend, John. We've been best friends for 20 plus years. He's in my book, plugging it again, but he's in my book. And I spent the weekend with him and his husband, and we had an amazing time. So this video is an adventure of all of those things. So throughout the video, I might stop and interrupt just to give you some context as to what's happening, because if not, it may not make sense. Enjoy! Happy Friday! So here's a little behind the scenes here at We Day. I'm doing a speech today as well as interviewing my friend J.R. Martinez, but I'm nervous. I'm extra nervous today because it's New York, my friend's in the audience. On top of that, I haven't done a speech for a while, and I want to make sure that it's good. So what I do, I'm sorry that this might be a bit weird, but there's never any space to practice. So I always come in the bathroom and practice in here. So I'm going to practice my speech because I'm at the beginning of the show almost, so I'm nervous and scared. And in the bathroom. So because we were so busy at We Day, we didn't get a chance to actually record my speech. So I'm sorry you didn't get to see it. But it went well. So, great. Let's move on.
Oh, fine.
So due to some unforeseen circumstances, one of our musical guests for the evening show had to cancel. And so last minute, my best friend Dave, who is the director of talent for We Day, he and his team secured A Great Big World, which is one of my favorite bands, and they sing one of my favorite songs of all time called Say Something. So this is me standing side stage watching them perform. It was definitely one of my top favorite We Day moments ever in history. This is something I love to do at every We Day, is to stand side stage and watch the musical acts because they're my favorite. Okay, so after the show, the evening show, I went back to the hotel and took a disco nap. Then I met my friend Dave and some of my other coworkers from the talent team at We Day in the lobby, and we had a drink. And then we headed over to Marie's Crisis to meet my friend Darren Chris. Now, to give you some context, I met Darren a couple years ago. He came to We Day, and we went to a piano bar afterwards in Minnesota, which is where I met him. And that entire night, he kept telling me about this amazing piano bar in New York City that he loved to go to. It's tiny. They do show tunes all night, and you can do a few requests here and there. And so we finally got to go. Now, when we went, we had so much fun, and when the piano guy takes a break, like a smoke break, Darren like jumps in and plays the piano. On top of that, at the end, The piano player was playing Wicked, and he was playing Defying Gravity, which is one of my favorite songs. And he looked at me and he was like, we don't normally let people do this, but I think you need to be on the piano for this song. So I climbed on the piano. Also, just a fun fact, Cuba Gooding Jr. and Sarah Paulson were there, two people who I'm obsessed with, and Sarah Paulson couldn't have been nicer. So just some cool things. I didn't take photos with them because I don't think that's right to do that. If you just meet someone, I'd like to have a relationship with them before I ask them for a photo. So here's our evening at Marie's Crisis. Enjoy.
Yeah! Don't make me laugh! We're gonna be popular as
So before we get into my big debut, I am a trained singer. I have studied singing since I was in grade 1. However, that night, I'd had a few drinks, more than a few, and I had been speaking and talking to people all day, so my voice was pretty shot. So don't judge my vocal ability off this one performance. I promise I have a few skills.
and nobody in all of us, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me
I hope you're making a YouTube video about this.
yeah.
Okay, after a very big sleep and a few Advil, the next day I met my friend John. We went to his house. We just chilled all day. I didn't want to do anything. And then the following day, that Saturday, we went for brunch with my friends from Canada. So the two worlds collided. And we went to this beautiful place in Bryant Park near the public, or behind the public library. And then John, David, and I went to Central Park, and we rode the carousel, and we went for a boat ride, and then went for dancing in the evening. Enjoy. We did.
Riding the carousel. Carousel ride. Carousel ride. Yes, get it. Work. Yes, get it. Work.
My horse is like not moving at all.
You-